Over 500,000 precious scrolls were consumed by flames, a terrible blaze. One of history's greatest intellectual losses. The Library of Alexandria once stood as a monumental beacon of human knowledge and scholarly pursuit, established in the vibrant Egyptian city of Alexandria around 300 BC. Ptolemy I Soter founded this ambitious institution, aiming to collect all the world's wisdom, an unprecedented endeavor. For nearly 500 years, it housed an astounding estimated 400,000 to perhaps 700,000 papyrus scrolls and codices representing nearly every field of study. This grand institution was more than a storage facility. It functioned as an academy, a museum, and a premier research center aptly named the Mouseion. Hundreds of the brightest minds, including poets, philosophers, mathematicians, astronomers, and physicians, lived, worked, and lectured within its walls. Scholars like Euclid developed foundational geometry. Archimedes explored physics. Eratosthenes calculated Earth's circumference with astonishing accuracy and cataloged over 675 stars. Hipparchus developed trigonometry and early star maps. Herophilus made groundbreaking discoveries in anatomy and medicine. The library's acquisition methods were legendary. Every ship docking in Alexandria was legally required to surrender its books for copying, ensuring the collection expanded year after year. Copies were made and originals often kept, making it the greatest repository of ancient thought for centuries, inspiring awe and discovery. Its eventual decline and destruction remain debated, but several significant events contributed to its tragic demise over generations. One theory suggests a portion burned during Julius Caesar's Alexandrian War in 48 BC, when his ships caught fire, possibly affecting peripheral buildings or parts of the collection near the harbor. Another major blow occurred in 391 AD, when Christian patriarch Theophilus orchestrated the destruction of the Serapeum, a prominent daughter library, and temple housing many texts, an act of religious intolerance against pagan learning. Later in 642 AD, a legend claims conquering Arab general Amr ibn al-As, under Caliph Omar's instruction, ordered burning remaining books if they contradicted the Quran, saying if they agreed they were superfluous, and if they disagreed, they were harmful. This story is widely disputed by modern historians as symbolic rather than a literal event. The truth likely involves slow decay over hundreds of years of neglect, underfunding, internal strife, political instability, and sporadic localized destruction rather than one single cataclysmic event. Roman and Byzantine emperors reduced its support, and its intellectual output waned. The loss of such an immense and diverse archive of human history and scientific discovery remains one of humanity's greatest cultural tragedies, a devastating blow that set back scientific progress for countless centuries across Europe and the Middle East. Its absence left an irreplaceable void in our understanding of the ancient world, its knowledge forever gone. The library represented the pinnacle of ancient scholarship, and its burning marked a profound turning point in intellectual history, causing immeasurable loss. We can only imagine the scientific breakthroughs, technological advancements, and philosophical insights that were lost forever in those tragic fires never to be recovered. Its legacy, however, continues to remind us of the immense value of knowledge, the vital importance of intellectual freedom, and the fragility of its preservation, urging us to protect our cultural heritage with diligence and unwavering commitment. 1 million pages of human thought vanished into thin air. The Library of Alexandria, established in 300 BC by Ptolemy I Soter, was an unparalleled beacon of ancient learning for nearly 500 years. It housed an astonishing 400,000 to 700,000 papyrus scrolls and codices covering every field of study imaginable. This grand Mouseion functioned as an academy, a museum, and a premier research hub. Hundreds of bright minds, including Euclid, Archimedes, and Eratosthenes, worked within its hallowed walls. Eratosthenes calculated Earth's circumference and catalogued over 675 stars precisely. Hipparchus developed trigonometry, and Herophilus made anatomy breakthroughs pushing ancient knowledge. Its legendary acquisition method saw every ship docking surrender books for copying, ensuring collection expansion year after year. Originals were kept, making it the greatest repository of ancient thought for centuries, inspiring relentless discovery. The library's eventual decline was gradual, not a single cataclysmic event spanning generations. A portion likely burned during Julius Caesar's Alexandrian War in 48 BC, affecting peripheral buildings near the harbor. Another major blow occurred in 391 AD, when Christian patriarch Theophilus destroyed the Serapeum, a prominent daughter library. This act of religious intolerance against pagan learning devastated a significant part of the collection. Later in 642 AD, a disputed legend claims conquering Arab general Amr ibn al-As under Caliph Omar ordered burning remaining books. This story suggested books contradicting the Quran were harmful, those agreeing superfluous. Modern historians widely view this narrative as symbolic rather than a literal complete destruction event. The truth more likely involves slow decay over hundreds of years of underfunding, internal strife, political instability, and sporadic localized destruction. Roman and Byzantine emperors reduced their support, and its intellectual output waned significantly over time. The irreplaceable void left by this loss of immense diverse knowledge set back scientific progress for countless centuries across Europe and the Middle East. Its absence forever changed our understanding of the ancient world. Its vast knowledge permanently gone. We can only imagine the scientific breakthroughs, technological advancements, and philosophical insights that were lost forever in those tragic fires never to be recovered. The sheer scale of what vanished, representing over 1,000 years of accumulated human genius, is truly staggering and profoundly tragic for humanity. Imagine 1,000,000 thoughts just vanishing forever in smoke. The Library of Alexandria, a true wonder established around 300 BC by Ptolemy I Soter, stood for nearly 500 years as the ancient world's brightest flame. It held an astonishing 400,000 to 700,000 papyrus scrolls and codices across every known subject. This grand Mausoleum was more than just a place for books. It was an academy, a museum, and the top research center. Brilliant minds like Euclid, Archimedes, and Eratosthenes walked its halls. Eratosthenes famously calculated Earth's circumference and charted over 675 stars with great accuracy. Hipparchus developed trigonometry, and Herophilus made huge anatomy discoveries, pushing knowledge forward. Its unique way of getting books meant every ship arriving had to share its scrolls for copying, making the collection grow year after year. Originals were kept there, cementing its status as the greatest storehouse of ancient wisdom, inspiring endless new findings. The library's end was not quick or sudden, but a slow fading over generations. Some parts might have burned during Julius Caesar's Alexandrian War in 48 BC, affecting areas close to the harbor. A really bad moment was in 391 AD, when Christian patriarch Theophilus destroyed the Serapeum, a large branch library. This act against pagan learning greatly damaged a vast collection. Then, in 642 AD, a famous story tells of conquering Arab general Amr ibn al-As, acting under Caliph Omar, ordering the rest to be burned. This story suggested books that did not agree with the Quran were harmful, and those that did were not needed. Modern historians view this narrative as more symbolic than literal truth. The real story probably involves hundreds of years of less money, internal arguments inside political problems, and small local fires. Roman and Byzantine rulers gave less help, and its brainpower slowly went down. The empty space left by losing so much important and different knowledge held back science for many centuries in Europe and the Middle East. It changed forever how we understood the ancient world, its huge amount of facts permanently gone. We can only wonder about the scientific steps, technological leaps, and deep thoughts that vanished forever in those sad fires never to be found again. The sheer size of what disappeared, representing more than 1,000 years of gathered human smarts, is truly amazing and a profound tragedy for humanity. This colossal library, the heart of ancient intelligence, disappeared, leaving a void impossible to fill. Its disappearance meant countless ideas, experiments, and philosophical debates ceased to exist for humanity. Think of discoveries like advanced medical treatments, astronomy charts, or engineering blueprints that could have sped up human development by centuries. The loss was a quiet catastrophe, its impact echoing through every single generation that followed. What if we had those original texts from Plato or Aristotle, uncorrupted by time or translation? What if we knew the full extent of ancient Egyptian and Persian wisdom held there? The world became a darker place scientifically and culturally after its flames died down. Each scroll contained generations of hard work and discovery, a treasure trove of human effort gone in mere moments or decades of neglect. From ancient mathematics to forgotten poetry, the breadth of its contents was beyond measure. Its absence shaped future historical narratives and limited our understanding of ancient progress. We are still guessing at the true scale of what was lost.